Hello and welcome to this WPZOOM video screencast. In this video, I'm going to be showing you the first steps for setting up the Presence theme from WPZOOM. We're going to cover some of the basic setup, and for more of the niche layouts, there are going to be separate videos available. So watch this first and that'll give you a good grounding for covering the rest of the theme setup. So first thing to do is to go to your WordPress dashboard and install the theme. You can do this by going to Appearance and then clicking on Themes, and then Add New, and then Upload Theme. And here you want to upload the zip file you've downloaded from your WPZOOM member area. If you just go to WPZOOM.com and click on My Account, then you're going to find that there. So download the zip file and press Open to add it to your site, and then Install Now. WordPress is then going to upload the theme to your site, and all you need to do is press Activate in order to activate it. You'll then be taken to this Getting Started page with some quick steps for setting up the theme. We've tried our best to make the process very simple for any of the 10 demo layouts, but there are some extra steps that you need to be completed, and we'll look at some of these now. The first is to read the theme documentation, and this link here will take you through to the documentation for Presence, and there you're going to find written versions of the content in this video tutorial, as well as extra video tutorials for setting up the different demo layouts for the theme. Next is to import the demo content. Now, if you look at the demos of the theme at demo.wpzoom.com/presence, you're going to see the different layouts available. So we've got music or band, real estate listings, hotel, a portfolio, fitness or gym, and so on. All of these different layouts, all in the one theme. Now you can speed up the getting started by importing demo content from these demos onto your site. You'll want to do this if you're using a new site, whereas if you have a site with content already, you won't want to do this, as it will add your content along with the demo content, and you'll get the two mixed up. Now before we do this, we do need to do one extra thing, which is go to the Install Plugins tab and install the required and recommended plugins. This is easy to do. You can just tick at the top to bulk select, and then you want to install, press apply. WordPress will now download and install all of those plugins, and I'll just skip forward so those are completed. With those all done, we can scroll down to the bottom and return to the required plugins installer. And now all we need to do is again bulk select and activate all of those. And you're going to load up all of those being activated. You're now going to see you've got all of these extra plugins added in, and we'll come to set up these separately in later videos. With these set up though, we can now get on with importing the demo content. And so to do that, as you'll see here, we can just load up the theme options, and then go to the Import and Export tab and click on Demo Content, and now load demo content. Here you'll need to choose which of the demos you want to import the content from. So you'll be able to choose any of these 10 different layouts here. You'll see that if you load up this drop down, it corresponds to different options for the theme. I'm just going to go ahead with defaults, but you can choose whichever matches to the type of site you're building here. So you can press load demo content, and now you just need to wait for WordPress to upload and install all of these. You'll be greeted with a success message saying the demo content has been successfully imported. Once that's completed, you can click through to the next step and then regenerate your thumbnails. I'm just going to skip this in order to save time, but what this will do is make sure that the thumbnails are displaying on your site at the correct resolution. Next is loading the default widget settings. Clicking this button will load the default widget settings as in the theme demo. That's just going to save a little bit of time and make sure all the widgets are set up for you. Once that's completed, you can click through to the next step and will be prompted to load your theme menus. Now we can do this by loading up the WordPress menu editor by following that link. So here you can see I've got my menu already created. If you haven't got one, you can create that here. You then want to go to Manage Locations and just make sure that the menus that you want applied to the different menu areas. So top menu at the very top of the page, main menu for the main navigation, and mobile for the mobile menu. So I'm going to apply top menu to main menu and mobile menu and leave that one blank. Save those changes and that will add in the menus. We can now go to appearance and then widgets. And here we just need to make sure that the imported widgets includes the categories because when WordPress is importing, it often misses out this section. So for the home page, we want to expand all of these, and wherever there is a recent posts section, we just want to expand this and make sure that the category that we want selected is selected here. So I'm fine leaving this with all, but you just need to make sure that the category you want is displaying there. Save those changes once you're done, and we'll just check the single page is going to display the correct page here. So instead of the blog archive page, here we might want to have a page with sidebar on the left and save those changes. Everything else looking great. We can get on with the final piece of setup, which is making sure you have the correct static page. You can check the documentation for the demo site you've imported to see how to configure the front page. But in most themes, you're going to want to go to Pages. And now you can either select a home page if you've got one listed here, or as we don't, press Add New and add in a new page entitled Homepage. Just add in the title here, Homepage. You now need to select the page template. You can do that on the right hand side, and you're going to see you've got two options here. You've got Homepage using the Unison Builder or Homepage Widgetized. Which one of these you want to select depends on which theme layout you're using. Demos like hotel, fitness, or agency are built using the Unison Builder, while music, real estate, church, shop, magazine are all created using the widgetized template and some custom widgets included in the theme. So here, as we're using the default layout, I'm going to go for the widgetized homepage. Select that there, press Publish. Let WordPress publish that post onto your site. And now we just need to go to the settings. Hover over here and then reading, and here we can select a static home page as the home page we just created. So here we'll go for home page as my front page, save those changes, and now when we go to our site, visit this here, we're going to see we've got the home page set up according to the default theme layout you'll find at the demo at WPZOOM.com, including this full page slider. We've got some listings here. We've got the 3 widget areas here with the 2 widgets in it, testimonial, extra news, and so on. So we can see very quickly we've got the basics of the theme all set up, and Presence is really powerful for getting that set up quickly. We have extra videos showing you how to set up the different layouts at WPZoom.com if you just follow the link to the documentation that you'll find under WPZoom. And then getting started. You'll be able to find those extra videos here. So if you just follow the link to Presence documentation, then you can get extra details on how to set up the specific version of the theme that you want to use. I'll just cover a couple of extra little bits here. We're also going to cover the theme customizer in a different video. I'll just quickly show you around the theme options. Here you can set up a lot to do with the theme. We looked at the import and export tab earlier, but I'll just show you a couple of extra bits here. First, under general settings, you're going to be able to change the different features that you have activated on the theme, and you can enable or disable them as you decide whether you need them or don't need them. So the music, real estate, portfolio, and events, different layouts, depending on what you're using, you can disable these. So if we were just using music, we could just leave that ticked, or if we're having others, we can leave those in as well. You've got some couple of different options here for setting up a custom feed URL for your RSS feed, enabling comments on pages, displaying the WooCommerce cart button in the header if you're using the WooCommerce plugin, and then options for the infinite scroll. To use this, you'll need to install Jetpack, which is done as part of the recommended plugins, and then activate the infinite scroll mode, and then navigating to reading settings and turning that on. You can choose your blog post layout, whether you want a sidebar or no sidebar, and the style, so whether that's a list, grid, or traditional blog style. choose whether to display the excerpt, the full content, or nothing from the content, as well as your excerpt length. You then have a couple of different options there as well as options for your single posts. So you can choose whether to display a featured image, display author, date, time, category, tags, etc. After all these, you'll find a Save All Changes button. Just need to press that in order to save those changes. You can set up the homepage slideshow under this tab, as well as choosing what the slideshow displays. So whether that is featured posts, featured pages, featured listings, if you're using the real estate option, which will require the IMpress listings plugin, as well as slideshow posts. If you're using slideshow posts, then you can just follow this link in order to add those in, or if you just scroll up here, you can see you can add in the content here. You can choose whether to autoplay the slideshow, as well as a couple of options for the timing and the number of posts or pages to display. You have a couple of other extra options for your featured posts there. And we also have some options for the recent posts. Here you can choose the title, as well as whether you want to exclude any categories. And you can just use the Control button or Command on Mac in order to bulk select here, or you can use Shift as well in order to select a whole load. You can also choose whether to hide featured posts, so you're not duplicating content from the slider into your recent posts. Got options for the portfolio section. To use this, you need to install Jetpack. Again, we've covered this already. That will be in part of your required plugins. Then activate the custom content types from Jetpack settings and then writing. So here, Jetpack settings and then writing. Just enable the custom content types. You'll then need to create a portfolio page. So you can do that by going to Pages, Add New, creating a page entitled Portfolio, and then add the page template portfolio brackets Jetpack. Make sure to use a different slug than portfolio for your portfolio page, as this one is reserved by Jetpack. So you can do that. In fact, I'll just show you now. Go to Pages and then Add New, and then add in a title. So we were calling this Portfolio, but once we save this, we'll see the URL is generated. Just need to change this to Portfolio Page, for example, and that would be how you do that. Then select the page template and then publish. So going back to the settings, you can choose the number of posts to display per portfolio page, as well as a couple of different options here, including the aspect ratio, whether that's landscape or square, whether to display category, excerpt, and so on. You've also got options for your portfolio posts, so for the actual portfolio content, and you can enable or disable these here. You've got options for your ad space, so you can choose to enable this ad space and add in either your ad code or add your image and URL and title and so on. Same option in the sidebar, as well as choosing this position before or after your widgets and in posts as well. Under miscellaneous, you can add in any header or footer code. Here you want to add in your Google Analytics tracking, for example, and here you might have any verification tools for Google Webmaster Tools and so on. Under framework, you've got a couple of different options just for the WPZOOM framework, and also debugging info, which you may need for the WPZOOM support desk. The rest of the options under import and export are the theme options import and export. If you want to quickly move your WPZOOM theme options between different sites, then you can quickly export and import these. So if you refresh this page, you're going to get some export data. And don't forget to save before you do that if you've changed anything else. In order to import them, just paste those in there and then save those changes in order to do that. So that's how to really get started with the Presence theme. As I said, in separate videos, we're going to be looking at the WordPress theme customizer, as well as setting up the different layouts. But this is just a quick getting started video that will show you the basics for getting started with the Presence theme. Hope this video has been helpful. If you do have any queries, then do not hesitate to get in contact with us. You can do that at WPZOOM.com, and following under your account, add a new support ticket. We'll be more than happy to help. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and thank you very much for watching.